I'm Marta Tanish. I am with Hope. I am the co-founder of Hope, and we became vital for the cancer patients in this area 30 years ago. There was really nothing out there when my girlfriend Jeanette Cartwright and I founded Hope. Since then, we have worked diligently to help the cancer patients in any way possible. We help with the food pantry. We have, we do the hats, wigs, scarves for families. We do pretty much anything they need. We help financially to pay bills, to help with the medical bills or anything else. We also work with all ages. So our youngest patient at the moment is 20 and our oldest patient is 89. So as you can figure out, it's what a 20-year-old and their family needs is different than an 89-year-old family. So what we do is what they need. The rule is, as long as it's legal and I can find a volunteer, we do it. We've helped put ramps at homes. We've enlarged bathrooms. For wheelchairs, we've done almost anything that you can imagine. Help them take care of animals. Sometimes when they're going through treatment, especially a cat, they can't change the litter box because of worrying about infection. So I have sent volunteers out that go out and take care of litter boxes. You know, it's amazing. People are willing to give and do things to help. And so we match up volunteers to help do chores or whatever the families might need. May will be handing out scholarships, and those scholarships, we've awarded well over $100,000 to high school seniors in the last 30 years. So May 8th, we will be awarding 4 more scholarships at that time. Because the children going off to college, you know, the parents are already hit with bills and they need help to get there. So that was one of the things that we always do. It's in my girlfriend's name, Jeanette Cartwright Memorial Scholarship. Where I'm sitting right now is the Haven. This was also Jeanette's dream. She wanted us to take the families up to Sullivan County to her cabin, but it was too far out. So she told me I had to do it here in York County. And so where I am sitting right now is the Haven. It's the Hope Haven, where families can come for 4 days and just breathe. Take a vacation from cancer and breathe. We have 18 acres and an in-ground pool. We have fire pits. We have ponds. We have water features, wildflowers, and wildlife. Recently, we saw 34 turkeys up on the hill. The other night, we had 15 deer here running through. They love to come in. We have apple trees and pear trees, and once they're in bloom and the fruit has come on, you'll see them. They're so used to being here, they've literally will come right up within 10 feet of us to eat at the trees. They don't care that we're here because they know they're safe. So the Haven is just that. It's a haven for the families to come to breathe, to relax. Our website is hopelifeline.org, so they can go on and download either the scholarship is closed for this year, but for next year they can download the scholarship application. They can download the application for staying here at the Haven, and we go through them and let them know what is available. They can select 3 different time frames so that we can try to fit them in. So those applications, they need to think about getting them in now, because everybody wants to come when the pool's open, and before we know it, that pool will be open. So the other things that we do is not just for here at the Haven, but we do help provide Christmas for the families to help take that burden off. We do back to school. The kids get a backpack filled and $75 in gift cards to get whatever clothing or whatever they might need. We just mailed out Easter. We did Easter for quite a few families, and we mailed that out just this week so that they can have a nice Easter and take that financial burden off of parents and the shopping and worrying. We handle all of that. So again, whatever the families need, we're here to help. We have 10 acres of walking trails up in the woods. There are 4 different trails that meet up. We are currently trying to raise money to put a pergola or a gazebo, I should say, up at the top of the hill. So once they've gone up, they can just sit and relax. We have a pair of eagles that we see all the time here. So, they can go up. Last summer, we had a young family here, and Dad is stage 4, and his goal was his children are now 6 and 8, so last year they would have been 5 and 7. His goal was to teach them to swim so that they would remember that Daddy taught them to swim. And he was so into nature that they laid up on the hill and they watched the stars, and then they walked in the woods, and he showed them a buck rub. He showed them different things okay, this is where, look at this. This is actually a bunny hole where it's the little hatch. So he tried to show them all the things that he wanted to teach them in the 4 days that he was here. And so that's one of the things too that this Haven can provide. But we have animals everywhere. Our goals, besides putting the gazebo up there, is to put a pavilion up in the one corner. And we already have a gentleman said the minute it's there, he would build us a brick fireplace, but a pizza oven. So the community has been so open to being a part of this and caring. When we first got the property, I went to talk to Bob Kinsley, the late Bob Kinsley, because they have a school of technology where the kids learn carpentry, they learn how to use heavy equipment and just different things. So Mr. Kinsley was so generous that he allowed the boys came here. There was in that group, we were all boys. The boys came here and were here for 6 months. They built the barn on the side. They renovated, doing just different things to the house to help, like the handicapped bathroom. Downstairs, there was only a commode and a sink. So they put in that whole bathroom unit and everything. In the office that we're currently in now, was the gentleman that owned the house. It was his workshop, and he did carpentry. He made the beautiful cabinets that are in the house. But as you can imagine, there was sawdust everywhere and oil on the floor and all of that. So Kinsley also went in and we took it down to bare bones. And when we did that, we realized the electric was really bad. So we ripped out all the electric. Well, Kinsley does not do electric. So Travis Brown, who has been connected with Hope because his father was one of our patients, but the Brown's Orchard, the Brown family, has been supportive of Hope from the very conception of Hope. Stan and Nona were the most generous people in the world. So anyway, I went to Travis because he, at that time, was the head of the journeyman class. Electricians after graduating from school, they have to do 5 years of training to become a journeyman that um, to go into the electrical unions and stuff. So anyway, I went to Travis, and for 9 weeks, Monday and Wednesday night, he brought, instead of sitting in a classroom, his classroom became the office over there, and they did the entire wiring. The trick was they come directly from work, so he said, you have to feed them. There were 35 guys, so I realized, 34, and then one young lady. And we would have to make for 70 food because we knew they were going to be hungry. So we prepared dinner. They came, had dinner here, and then went to work in the office. It just so happened that a 19-year-old young girl was part of that journeyman class, and she was diagnosed with cancer. So on the completion of their work here, her name was Faith. We had shirts that were made that said Faith Strong, and they supported her. And they actually left one little receptacle for her to do so she could say she was part of it. Unfortunately, she lost her battle, but she will always be a part of Hope, and we have provided a brick in our brick walkways. That's one way that families can also support Hope, is if they would like to buy a brick in honor or memory of someone that is going through cancer or church or whatever. So that's one of the things that they did. We have April 7th is bingo. It's in the New Freedom Community Building. We'd like to keep that cost down so anybody can come. So if they get their tickets ahead, it's $20. At the door, it's $22, but still, that's a reasonable fun day that they can be out. May 2nd is our banquet, and that's at Bentley Farms. May 2nd and 3rd is Give Local York. And then October 5th, we have a bull roast that's in Jarrettsville, Maryland. Because we serve patients all over the country, we have patients actually in 28 states. We feel that we should have the fundraiser in Maryland, so in the fall we have that. In June, Hope is the lucky recipients of MAMAR, which is Mid-Atlantic Women's Motorcycle Rally. They adopted us 17 years ago, I believe. And at that time, last year, 360 women bikers came from the whole East Coast to participate in a 4-day fundraiser that they raise money for Hope. So if they're bikers, they're welcome to register, and it's mamar.org, and they can go online and participate that way. We have Twin Rose Lady Riders have adopted Hope, and they have a ride that will be September 23rd. October 19th, we have a craft and vendor show. And then the first weekend in November, we have another bingo. Those are some of the fundraisers that we have coming up this year. But there's always a new one pops up. So that's what we have on our schedule at the moment. Give Local York is coming up, so we would appreciate anyone that might want to do that. But there are different ways. It's if people can't afford financially, which always the financial is wonderful, but if they can't, there's other ways that they can do. They can participate in some of our fundraisers. Like we have a bingo. They can come and play bingo, but that's supporting Hope. We have a banquet. They can come and learn about Hope and support Hope that way. So there are a lot of different ways. It's back to school time. We put boxes in different areas, and they can just bring one package of pencils to put in there, because that'll go in a child's backpack. At Christmas time, we put 5 trees out into the community with mittens on. and they could take a mitten and buy a gift for a child. There's always some way that they can help. Be it small or be it large if it's a company. We're always grateful for anything that someone can do to help us. Just getting the word out. So a family, if they talk about hope and a family gets to stay here, how wonderful is that? That they get that opportunity to stay and have 4 days free. Did I mention staying here is free? There's a $25 application fee, and that's because we have to have that for the government. But as far as staying, they stay for free. So they have 4 days of relaxation for free.
How can somebody become a volunteer?
All they have to do is they can also go on our website, which is hopelifeline.org, and download a volunteer application, or they can call the office at 717-244-2174, and we'll send them out an application, and they can fill it out, and we'll find where their best fit is for Hope.